Okay, guys, the time has come. We need to make some of my Black Widow Mandelbread. Hey everyone, it's Dora from flippinghouseandpancakes.com, and today I'm going to make the Black Widow Mandelbread here in my kitchen, and you can make them in yours. This recipe is easy, it's delicious. It's kind of like a biscotti, but a little chewy, which is the way I like it. You could make them harder if you leave them in the oven longer. I like them a little chewy. And you can find this recipe in my cookbook, Flipping Houses and Pancakes, Kosher Recipes and Kitchen Design Tips from an Amateur Professional. That's me. The recipe is available, the cookbook, and the recipe are available on Amazon. If you type in Flipping Houses and Pancakes cookbook, you'll find it. And on my website, flippinghouseandpancakes.com. All right, so Black Widow Mandelbread. No, there's no spiders in it. Let me tell you the story. Okay, I got this recipe from my great aunt. She used to make it for all the family occasions. She also said it was hers. Anyhow, I was making one day, and my grandmother said to me, what are you making? I said, oh, I'm making this great aunt's Mandelbread recipe. And she goes, oh, that's not her recipe. That's the Black Widow's recipe. She stole it. Like, ooh, family intrigue. Okay, just to clarify, no Black Widow in the family. But my grandmother may have called somebody in the family a Black Widow because she was kind of mad at her. Now, why did she call her Black Widow? Well, my grandmother had two siblings, an older brother and an older sister. The older brother, his first wife passed away and he remarried. He married a lady who had already, he was her second husband, she was his second wife. Okay. Flash forward a bit, and my grandmother's older brother passes away. My grandmother's older sister, within 3 months, also gets sick and passes away. And the two spouses marry each other. So my grandmother's brother-in-law and my grandmother's sister-in-law marry each other. Following so far? Okay. Flash forward another bunch of years, and my grandmother's brother-in-law passes away as well. So this lady now has had 3 husbands who have passed away. She didn't kill any of them. I'm just putting it out there. She didn't kill any of them. It's just life. Okay. But she and my grandmother didn't always get along, and my grandmother would call her the Black Widow on the side. Anyhow, so now you know some fun stuff from my family. But apparently this recipe was originally hers, and it's delicious. So we're going to make it anyhow. I hope you enjoyed that story. I hope you enjoyed that story. So I named them the Black Widow Mandelbread because, of course, every time I make them, I think about that story. All right, so let's get started with the actual baking. Okay, I started by cracking 3 eggs. I cracked and checked 3 eggs. I put them in my mixer. I also turned on my oven. It is preheating to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so we are going to put all the ingredients together, cream them, shape them, bake them. All right. Wait, I don't want to open that. That's flour. We'll do flour in a minute. We're going to start with 3 eggs. Okay. I got my measuring cup. We need 1 cup of sugar. So 1 cup granulated sugar. All right. And pour that right in with the eggs. Okay. I need about a tablespoon of vanilla. Okay. And 6 tablespoons of oil. I am not going to measure it out like 6 tablespoons. You can. I'm actually going to do a 1/4 cup and then half of a 1/4 cup because a 1/4 cup is 4 tablespoons. So 1/4 cup plus another half of that is going to be my 6 tablespoons. And that's just a little faster way of measuring it out. Okay, we're going to start creaming that. And then we're going to add our other ingredients. The mixer is so loud. All right, it didn't take long. Really simple. And, sorry, my mixer, my nice KitchenAid is 22 years old. It's chugging along, doing a good job. So, all right, not sponsored, just I bought it 22 years ago. Okay, we've got a nice creamed mixture. It just looks like thick, kind of thick vanilla pudding-ish mixture. Okay, so you can imagine what that looks like. All right, now we're gonna add the remaining ingredients. We're gonna start with 2 teaspoons of baking powder. So make sure to flatten that out when you're measuring your baking powder. No heaping tablespoons or teaspoons, 2 teaspoons. So we had our 3 eggs, our cup of sugar, we had a tablespoon of vanilla, and we had our 6 tablespoons of oil. We creamed them together, and I put 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And what do we need? Flour. We need our flour. Okay. I'm gonna do 2 3/4 cups of flour. Again, this is a really simple recipe. I'm gonna give it a nice shake. All right. This is all pre-sifted flour, but giving that a shake will make sure that you only have the amount of flour you need and it doesn't get too heavy. That was 2. I'm gonna distract myself. Am I the only person who forgets how many cups they put in, like, as they're doing it? Is that a thing? I don't know. I'll be like 5. Was that 5 or was that 6? Okay. Anyhow, that was 2 3/4 cups of flour. We're good. Okay. Now you can make these plain. I'm going to drop this down and start mixing it up. Okay. You're just going to mix it up together so it looks like a cookie dough. Remove some of my stuff so we'll have room to do the next part. But you can make these plain. You can make them with chopped nuts. You could. We're going to put in mini chocolate chips. But really, there's all kinds of things you could do with this. You could put in whatever you want, chopped up fruit. I've definitely used chopped up dried fruit before. It's your Mandelbread. So you put in what you like, but I like chocolate chips. I also like them plain. They're really good plain, perfect with a cup of tea or coffee. So I'm just gonna drop in a cup of, I have mini chocolate chips today. So that's extra fun because you get more chocolate chips per Mandelbread, right? So mix it, stir it up just a little bit. Now the dough is going to be a little sticky, and we're going to shape it. So there we go. You see that? Just like a nice cookie dough, nice sticky cookie dough. Okay, and I'm going to make, you can make a bunch of smaller loaves. I'm going to make 2 bigger loaves. I think I need a spatula. All right, we'll be right back. We're gonna shape this cookie dough. Okay guys, sorry there is background noise. My hot water heater, my hot water urn is making a lot of noise right now. Okay, I am going to scrape all this beautiful Mandelbread dough out of my mixing bowl. I did move my mixer back to the back corner, so it's out of the way. Okay, this stuff is sticky. I'm gonna split it into 2. I actually wet my hands in the sink, and just for the ease of this video, I brought a little bit of water here in a bowl. You need wet hands to shape your Mandelbread, okay? So I split it in 2, and we're gonna make long logs. So think a long snake-like shape. And make them about 1 inch. I'll show you an up close in a minute. Make them about 1 to 2 inches wide, and make them long, and you use your wet hands to just dip it and smooth it out, okay? And these are gonna get cut later after they bake. Okay, so I'm gonna wet my hands again. In fact, maybe I'll do this so you can see it. What I'm gonna do is wet my hands, just like this. I'm gonna take my dough and I'm gonna stretch it out. Oh, there's so many chocolate chips in this. Oh, this is gonna be so good. Okay, I'm stretching it out. I'm gonna shape it just like that. You see? Now it's gonna spread a little bit, so you wanna keep your loaves, separated. You don't wanna put them too close together. I didn't make this perfectly even. We could really let's take a little chunk off of this one. I'm gonna just attach it to that one. Nobody will know. But that helps. Yeah, because this one needs to be a little more stretched. Okay. All right. Nice and smooth. We're going to bake these at 350 degrees until they're nice and turning golden brown. Then we're going to take them out of the oven and finish the process of turning these into Mandelbread. All right, the Mandelbread is out of the oven. I turned the oven up to 450, so it'll be nice and hot when I put it back in, because we're essentially gonna toast these. Now I'm gonna show you what I do with the Mandelbread next to get it ready to go back in the oven. Okay, my Mandelbread is out of the oven. It is hot. I just took it out of the oven, so do this carefully. Okay, you can see it's turning golden brown here. It's nice and dry looking on the top. So it's ready. I'm going to take a sharp knife and I'm going to start cutting. I'm going to cut a little bit on the diagonal. I'm going to take the slice and turn on its side. I'm going to cut on the diagonal, take the slice, put it on its side. See that? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slice up both of these logs. Now you can bake it a little longer if you don't want them to be chewy. If you want them to be crunchy, bake it just a little more and it'll come out a little crunchier when you're done. I like mine to be just a touch chewy. So I'm gonna slice up both of these logs. I'm gonna lay them out all over my sheet pan, just like this on their side. I'm gonna throw them back into the oven when it hits 450. I'm gonna throw it back into the oven. I'm doing this gently to not rip the foil too much and to not smush them. You don't wanna, smush them up. Okay, you can saw them a little bit if that helps. Okay, we're gonna throw them back into the oven, but only for like 2 or 3 minutes until they start to turn golden brown again on the top. Okay, you don't want to put them in for a long time. You don't want burnt Mandelbread, okay? So I'm gonna finish slicing these and throw them in the oven and we'll come back and see how they look. Okay, the Mandelbread are out of the oven. They came out so delicious. And don't forget, you can find this recipe in my cookbook. You can get it on Amazon, just type Flipping Houses and Pancakes Cookbook, or you can find it on my website. There's this plus another 170 delicious, easy recipes to make. And these are so good. And just a reminder, it's a silly story. She wasn't a Black Widow. She was a perfectly nice lady. Remember, I made these in my kitchen. You can make them in your kitchen too. So grab my cookbook and get started. If you enjoyed this video and you want to do more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell for notifications so you find out every time I upload a new video. And of course, as always, check out my website, flippinghousesandpancakes.com.